this like the National Assembly are doing to the people. So then on the discourse, rejecting 17,657 megawatts as power outage persists. Yeah, I think for the discourse, they don't have the capacity to distribute if we generate this amount. They don't have the capacity.
All right, we'll take a look at the Vanguard now. The big one, still on coronavirus, and the isolation of NCDC boss is on the front page of the paper. A couple of writers to that story. We insisted he must undergo 14 days self-quarantine. That's a health minister speaking. And then at the top of the paper, oil prices shake off COVID-19 jitters, rise 2.4%. You find details on page 44 of the paper. Imo APC jubilate, Supreme Court dashes Ihedioha's hopes, declines to sack Uzodimma. Details on page 15. Court shouldn't impose candidates on voters. That's the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress, Oshomole, talking. Go read details on page 42 of the paper. Maritime, we have something here. Smuggling insecurity rise at private jetties. That's another one on the front page of the paper. At NSE's court-ordered EGM, that's the people there, the money people. Okay, Amoteku bill is also on the front page, the fact that it has been passed.
Now that it's becoming unbearable, and I hope we don't get to the stage where the people will take their own destiny in their own hands. Because I think it was Kaduna State at a point that the governor or someone, I think it was the governor or the commissioner, were saying they're willing to give money to the bandits at a point. Not this recent one.
Yeah.
So if you do that, that means you're giving people the ammunition to keep doing what they're doing. So I think we need to come down heavy on anyone that is caught with banditry, killing. So they should be punished.
All right, court shouldn't impose candidates. If you're saying that, you're also saying that the people...
I'm just saying that's just on the surface.
Okay.
But the truth is that I like what is said on the this day now. You're going to this day now.
Oh, yes, we're going to this day newspaper. We have the Supreme Court asserts its supremacy, reaffirms Ihedioha's ouster. PDP kicks Oshomole Uzodimma hail verdict. APC calls for urgent electoral judicial reforms. NBA urges NJC to reject Cross Rivers acting CJ. FBI endorsement for EFCC. That's another one on the front page. Just below the This Day masthead, you're looking at returning from China. Disease control boss goes into self-isolation. That story has been recapped in all the papers. NSE, the virus. We had a credible news source unintentionally, I think, passing on a fake story of the driver that was supposed to have driven the Italian. So yes. I'm sure this is a good perspective for us to take a look at. It's written by Kayode Komolafe, and it's talking about the fake news virus. Justice Ikpeme's fate, if you want to go take a look at that. Over to you now.
Well, I'm going to speak on what APC calls for urgent electoral judicial reforms. In my language, they say by Ilaro. That means it's now that it's their own money. So it's now they're beginning to realize that we need a judicial reform and an electoral reform. Even the Constitution, all these institutions have become dead, not working. It has become one-man show. It's become persons. So we need, that's why some quarters have been calling for restructuring the country, because a lot of people do not understand. They don't understand what restructuring is. Restructuring is to look at who we are now and all these institutions, how they affect the present happenings. And so these are things that needed to be done. The judiciary needs to be independent, and we do not need to go and get our elected officers from the court. It's no longer democracy if the court is what is deciding who rules, who becomes this or that.
Before I let you go, your quick thoughts on the Amotekun bill that's now become law in a couple of states. So
I think it's only one state that is left that has not passed it. I think it's only Ekiti State that they're waiting on. All the remaining other 5 have passed it.
A good thing for you?
Well, yes. In the face of insecurity in the country, I think it's the way to go. Even though they messed it up at the beginning, but they corrected it, and then I hope their operations will be better than we expect.
Thank you very much for coming on the program.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching. Do have a lovely day ahead. My name is Felicity Esewike. To change the narrative when it